Hi guys, Mrs. Holbrook and Baby Echo here. And for our warm up today, I have this page that I always tell you I love that's in your student notebook to show you all the sounds that each of these make. So I want you to look at this right now and find the sound that says aw. How many sounds are there that make, how many ways are there to make that sound? Here it is right here. There's three. A, because of the schwa, a U, aw, and a W, aw. All right, how many ways are there to do the sound oi? Two, here it is, OI and OY. How many ways are there to do the sound Can you find it? There's five. All of the R controls all can say in different ways. All right, how about long I? How many ways are there to make the long I sound? One, two, three, four. Awesome. So don't forget about this page on tests, during your dictation assignments, all of those things. Okay, let's go ahead now and practice some sounds. We haven't done this one in a while, so let's do it with these pictures. Let's do long I and Y. I itch it, I pine I high I animal or I champion E. Y cry Y baby E. Great job. And for the rest of our lesson today, we have a word of the day and then some dictation on paper, kind of like yesterday. So to do our word of the day, we'll get into our unit here and watch me build it. It is another contraction, so I'm going to start with this syllable frame and see if you can read the word I built in here. Can, good. Oh, and you know what? I should have used the glued sound AN. What was I thinking? There we go. Can. And since we have been working on contractions with not, of course, I am going to build not over there. So we have can not. How can I turn this into a contraction? What should I do? Well, this one isn't like the rest of them because look, we have two N's in a row and we don't need both N's. So I'll get rid of those N's. I'll put in my apostrophe, I'll smush it over, and then the T. So I'll say can't. I cannot wait to see you. I can't wait to see you. Okay. So go ahead and grab your student notebook. And in the vocabulary section, find a letter C. Okay, it looks like this. I'm on page 60. Yours might be the same or it might be different. And let's write can't equals cannot. It's like a math equation a little bit. Can't equals cannot. Okay, and we need a sentence. I'm going to go with I can't wait to see you. And I'm going to put an exclamation point at the end of that. I can't wait to see you. Okay, pause here if you need more time to enter that. Okay, and here's that page from your notebook about the contractions. I want us to do a little bit of practice reading them. Okay, so I'll read it and then I'll do a couple with you and then I want you to read them on your own. Are not equals aren't. Cannot equals can't. Could not equals couldn't. Okay, want you to keep going here and read them all. Keep going. Okay, did you finish reading? Good for you. That's awesome. All right, and now we are going to do some dictation on paper. So if you have your paper from your teacher that looks like this, you should use it. If you don't have any of the paper, it's okay. If you know how to write enough cursive letters by now, you should be writing in cursive. If you don't have enough and you're not confident, then that's okay. You can still use print. Okay, let's start with some sounds. On number 1, let's do shun. There are 2 ways to do the sound shun. Write them both. Okay, number 2, ch. There's 2 ways to do the sound ch. Write them both. Number 3, soul. There's 1 way to do soul. And number 4, Write all the ways to do . So you should have shun, ch, soul, Pause if you need more time before you check it with mine. Shun is T-I-O-N and S-I-O-N. Ch is C-H or T-C-H. Soul is S-T-L-E. And then is all of the R controls. Okay, next we're going to hop down and do some words that are a bit of a review. The first one I want you to do is formula. Let's see how many syllables. Formula. Sounds like at the end. Think about your rules. Formula. And the second word, silliness. Do you hear a suffix? So what's the base word? Silly. And you hear E at the end, but think about your rules to do the word silliness. Okay, check them to mine. Formula, it sounds like because it's the A, Alaska, at the end of formula. And silliness, the Y in silly had to change to an I to add the suffix ending. Okay, let's go ahead and jump down now. We're not going to do any more review words. Let's jump down to work on some current words, some contractions. Okay, here are your words. Would not. I want you to write would not equals and write the contraction. I would not like to go to the mall. I wouldn't like to go to the mall. Would not equals wouldn't. I forgot to skip a line, but that's okay. Okay, let me give it to you this time. Mustn't. Remember, this is one that you don't hear a noise that's really there. Mustn't. And then write what 2 words that equals. I mustn't be late for school. Mustn't. Mustn't. Must not. And notice mustn't, we don't hear the T, the first T in mustn't. That's what makes that a tricky one. Okay. And here we go. the next one, I want you to go down to number 3. Won't. I want you to write won't. I won't give you my money. And what does it equal? What 2 words? There you go. Won't equals will not. Don't forget to be putting your apostrophes in. And let's do one more contraction. She's. She's my best friend. She's, and what does that equal? She is equals she is. All right, and we learned some new sound-alike words, so let's practice them. It's hard to get all my work done every day. Which it's is that? It's hard. Remember my trick. Try saying it is and see if it makes sense. It is hard. It does make sense. So that means it's the one with the apostrophe. That means it is. And let's do this next one. The table has its legs folded up. We're talking about the table and its legs. The table has its legs folded up. That's the one with no apostrophe. Great. Let's review a couple trick words that you've learned in the past and make sure that you've really mastered how to spell them, shall we? Okay. Let's do together. And to help me, I like to say to get her. And the second one, month. This one is tricky because it sounds like a short U. It sounds like a, but it's not. Check it out. Together and month. Okay, great job. And we have 2 sentences, my friends. Here is your first sentence. I don't clean my room often. I don't clean my room often. Make sure you start with an uppercase and end with a stop sign. And I want you to underline the contraction. I don't clean my room often. And when you're ready, you can check it with mine. Okay, and last sentence for today. Who's the strongest kid in this class? Who's the strongest kid in this class? Who's the strongest kid in this class? Okay, pause until you're done with that. All right, so first I want you to check, did you start with an uppercase? Whose? And then I need you to check, what did you put at the end? It should be a question mark. This is a sentence. I'm asking who. And what is the contraction? Underline it. Whose? What does whose represent? Who is. Okay, now you can check your spelling with mine. Who's the strongest kid in this class? Fantastic, my friends. Let's scoop these 2 sentences to read them smoothly. I don't clean my room often. I don't clean my room often. Who's the strongest kid in this class? Who's the strongest kid in this class? Your last job is to read over everything you wrote, and then you can put it away for today. See you next time.